right, welcome to the Canary in the Cage podcast. I'm Ron Morgan and my co-host
Dave Havlicek.
We're here to entertain you, educate you, and hopefully make you laugh. We'll see.
Yes,
so,
indeed.
Got a question for you, Dave.
Okay.
If a fast food restaurant was to come out with a new product, what possibly could they do? Not food related, though.
Oh, not food. Wait, it's a fast food restaurant.
Right. That's the funny part.
Well, because I was going to say a dire wolf sandwich.
Oh, because you get that whole dire wolf thing. It's the dire wolf is like people are so upset. Like, oh my god, I can't believe you're cloning a dire wolf, but I want one. Yeah. Because I want one.
Well, that's actually what I thought about for the Monero challenge. So we'll do the Monero challenge this week.
Okay.
And say, what would you do with a cloned army of dire wolves?
Oh shit!
Yeah, give us your best answer to that one.
So dire wolves, they are. So let's. So the dire wolves came into popularity with the TV show.
Lord of the Rings?
No, not the one where every episode they trip over something.
Oh well, yeah. They were called wargs in that.
No, dire wolves were in Game of Thrones.
Oh yeah, they had those were dire wolves.
So dire wolves, they're like wolves. They're pack animals.
Yeah.
And they will protect the leader of the pack.
Fucking huge.
So you're the leader of the pack, and they're protecting you.
Yeah.
Okay. So what would you do if you had a pack of wolves, of dire wolves, protecting you?
And cloned. They have to be cloned. You can't just get a normal one.
Well, they don't have normal ones anymore. That's
I'm
why
just saying. Make sure in your answer.
Okay. So that's the Monero challenge. So let's get back to a fast food restaurant coming out with a product that's not food related.
Okay. Not food related.
Okay, I'll give you a hint. It's KFC.
KFC.
It's toothpaste.
Wait, what? What? I don't. What?
They're coming out with a toothpaste brand, and it doesn't have fluoride in it.
Is it chicken flavored or what's the deal? I don't get it.
Oh Jesus! Because we've had some computer issues. We're not really all set.
So now you got rid of our logo.
Well, for a joke, something that's funny.
What?
Yeah.
Sells out. Why would you buy this?
KFC chicken flavored toothpaste.
Why?
Already sold out. God damn you fat people. You're running. How did you guys run to the store so quick to get chicken flavored toothpaste if you're so fucking overweight?
Jesus. Who thought? Why would they even think of this?
I don't know.
And who signed off on it?
So maybe I could see because of the chicken that you need to brush your teeth afterwards. So that may be. But who's buying it?
I guess it's like a novelty thing. Because if you go on eBay and search for Crystal Pepsi, you remember that stuff?
Yeah.
You can get a pretty penny if you kept your Crystal Pepsi from all that time. Now, do not drink it, by the way. If you buy some of this Crystal Pepsi, do not drink it.
I'm pretty comfortable. If you buy anything on eBay, don't drink it.
Well, so if you want to talk about old sodas that we buy on eBay, do you remember, Jones Cola? Jones sodas? Mm-hmm. So they used to sell Thanksgiving packs. Do you remember this? Mm-mm. This is back in the early 2000s, late 90s or something.
Because they're all natural soda, right?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
But on eBay, they would sell the vintage Thanksgiving packs. So I bought one, and I said, I want to try these. So I drank them. And this was when Twitter was still new at the time. So I was tweeting about it. And Jones tweeted back at me, said, "Dear God, don't drink those." Because it was 8 years old.
Oh.
But no, I didn't die. Obviously, I'm still here. Most of them were kind of weird because it was turkey and gravy.
It was 8 years old.
It wasn't the age was not the problem here. The cranberry one was decent. The worst soda I've ever tasted in my life was the mashed potato soda. It was disgusting, and it's not on Jones's fault. Their sodas are really good. Yeah, this is a novelty thing. You're not really supposed to drink it.
So did they have because when I eat mashed potatoes, I like the peel on.
The peel, yeah.
Yeah. Was the peel in there? Was there chunks of peel in there?
There was no peels. It didn't taste like potatoes or butter or anything. It was just nasty.
Because it was 8 years old.
That's not why, but it was nasty.
Okay.
It should have come with some toothpaste, some Jones toothpaste.
So, just a quick update. Pam Bondi still hasn't released the Epstein files. Please resign immediately.
Where is our Epstein?
Please resign and quit. Now, let's get to RFK. He's starting to talk and do stuff, but starting? I don't know.
Well,
no. The Texas Attorney General, they're not waiting. They're already going after Kellogg for putting the dangerous food colorings in their food.
Okay. Well, this was always a state issue in the first place.
But RFK is the one who brought it to light. He's not doing shit.
Well, he brought it to light.
Well, I mean, okay, then maybe he should resign as well. Put somebody else in there that can do his job, and he can sit over in the corner and be like, bad flavors, dyes are bad, because he's apparently not doing anything. Fluoride in the water. Fluoride, we got to get it out. Get it out or resign, dude.
It's not that simple. I mean, again, this is a state and local issue. He has no actual authority over it.
Then call them out.
Well, that's what he's doing.
I have put a demand out. When Trump does it, get the fluoride out. The states that don't, fucking go visit them. This is bullshit.
That's what he's doing.
I want the Epstein files. I want to see fluoride out of water, and because you guys are delayed, I still want the fucking moon landing files. Okay, let's get that trending. Moon landing files.
We got the JFK files.
Oh really? Oh yeah. Okay. So the CIA killed JFK. Ooh.
Yeah.
Shocker.
I mean, why? What were you expecting to see in there?
It's like when they release the Epstein files, be like, oh, Tom Hanks.
Well, yeah. What were you expecting?
Not the Tom Hanks that you guys know from the TV. Another fictitious Tom Hanks, because I don't want to get sued.
But what were you expecting?
Well, because it was done in the 60s, and the investigators were covered for the government back then.
Yeah.
I expected about what we got, but I also wanted to know if there was a closer tie to Israel or not.
There was sort of ties to Israel in there, which
yeah.
Oh, by the way, I know I mentioned Wendigoon on the show before.
Yeah.
But he's he does deep dives into conspiracy shit.
Oh, right.
And he did a video on the JK files, so go watch his video if you can. It's 2 hours long. It's it's like a movie, dude. It's great. Okay. He's great.
Oh, he's good. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So what else do I have on my list? I went back to the paper and pen list because we're having X issues. Because we had an X account.
It's still there.
And then it disappeared one day.
No, we still have it. You can go there and type the...
All right, yeah, so we had to do a new account on X, so we have very few followers right now. Only because someone got our original X account. I think an alien may disappear.
It's still there. Do you want me to tell the story, actually?
Sure, go ahead.
So, you guys know I'm kind of a dickhead in the comments. This is not news or anything. The guy who's a dickhead in the comments is me, by the way, and then the person doing all the reposts is Ron. 2 weeks ago, I kept running into these people that just wouldn't fucking stop, right? They would get destroyed in the comments, and they would just keep posting back at me, spamming all my replies. So I take this as a challenge, right? I'm not gonna let you just spam me. I'm gonna do it better. Well, X doesn't like that, so that's why they suspended us. We might still get it back.
Well, we'll see. We might be having two X accounts pretty soon.
Ron made a new account, which is at Uncage Your Brain. And I deliberately did not get access to it.
We never got.
No, yes, we did.
Huh?
I just did it.
Oh, you just did it?
Yeah.
It worked?
Yeah.
Cool.
So yeah, go to Uncage Your Brain. I did not give myself access. I do not want access. So you won't be interacting with me.
He's not getting access.
But yeah, there you go. That's our new X account.
Because we actually, me personally, I want to start doing our podcast on X and Rumble and everywhere else, especially the dark web. But I want to do it live on X and then put it out, edit it everywhere else.
Well, so speaking of the X account, I got an update on my lawsuit.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, so this is funny. Let me actually pull it up because I got... the last update was I had to ask permission to get a default judgment because DNI has never responded. So I got a response to that request for permission. And I got denied without prejudice, so I can put it back in.
Okay.
And the reason was because her secretary, I didn't supply proof that her secretary at her office that's on her public website has the capability to accept documents on her behalf. So if you ran a store...
Yeah.
And or like a law firm or any doctor's office, whatever, and I came in with a lawsuit. I said, I have a lawsuit against Ron Morgan, and I gave that lawsuit to your secretary. That would be valid, right? You would think?
Yeah, you would think.
Well, not if you're a congressperson.
So you have to serve her directly.
Well, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down to her sorry. I'm going to go down to her office, see if I can talk to the person that was given the lawsuit, because I have her name.
Yeah.
And see if I can get any documentation that you actually have authority to accept these documents. And if I can't do that, then I will get her served personally.
Hold on. You sent a person to serve the judgment to her, and she accepted it from the person. go after her? Why would she accept something that she has no right to accept?
That's part of my... So here's the thing. There's actually nothing you can do to them about that. But they don't know that.
She signed something.
No, she didn't sign anything.
Oh, okay.
She just accepted it. So, even if she signed something, unless it specifically said, I am authorized to blah, 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 because then it would be perjury. But in the normal case, there's nothing you can do about it. But they don't necessarily know that.
Right.
So I can go down there...
And bluff. So
that's my plan.
Are you going to wear your poker sunglasses when you bluff?
No. And hopefully she's not listening to us so that she now knows.
Pretty confident they don't listen to us.
But if that doesn't work, I think I know Dina Titus's personal address.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. So I wanted to go and stake it out and see if she actually lived there. And and if that's the case, then we'll just be hand delivering that shit.
I don't know what. Unless you got a mouse in your pocket, it ain't gonna be we. I'm not going to a congressperson's house.
Well, then you're a bitch.
Yeah.
But there's your update, guys. So we're not letting it go. She thinks she can play fucking games.
Yeah, let her play games.
And I'm not gonna drop it. I'm just not.
Okay. Good.
There you go.
Love it.
That's my update.
Okay, so let's talk about tariffs.
Okay.
So
this will be fun.
So Trump, I don't know if you saw what he did on Truth yesterday. He pulled a Babe Ruth.
He what?
Pulled a Babe Ruth. So Babe Ruth.
He said it was a good time to buy, right?
Right. So Babe Ruth would walk up to the plate and he would point out where his home run's going to go. So Trump yesterday on Truth said it's a good time to buy in the stock market.
Yeah.
It went up 3,000 points.
And now, I saw people complaining that this is somehow illegal.
Yeah, they say it's insider trading.
What do you mean insider trading? It's public. He's telling the public. Who's the insider?
Well, that's the media now. They're looking for anything.
That's just the dumbest. But it's literally what we want them to do.
Yeah.
Stupid. So he didn't say it directly. He said it's a good time to buy.
It's a good time to buy. No, it's not a good time to buy Tesla. It's not a good time to buy X, or it's not a good time to buy anything. It's just a good time to buy. So buy something in the stock market.
Should have bought gold. It's another record high for gold today.
Is it, what, 3,200?
Just under 32.
37 or 32, yeah. Yeah, gold confuses me. I'm staying out of that shit.
Well, yeah, that's a sneak preview of today's teaching topic, maybe.
Ooh. So he suspended most tariffs to anybody who's opened up the line of communications to fix the tariffs.
Right.
China has not opened up the lines of communication. Right. China dug their heels in the ground. Yeah. So what they're saying now is they're going to send more fentanyl over to kill Americans.
Okay. Well, what I heard was that they were going to stop sending certain rare earth metals.
Yeah, they mentioned that as well. But there's no funny in that.
Well, yeah.
And then the other thing they said they were going to do is, now, are you familiar with Hollywood movies and China?
Yes. So before we talk that, I know how to cancel their fentanyl plan.
How?
Make fentanyl legal.
But then people still die.
No, they won't. Well, okay, people will still die because people die of alcohol sometimes, yes. But it's legal.
Fentanyl's a little bit different than alcohol.
Yeah, it's not. It's really not. But anyway, Hollywood movies.
So, in 2016, Hollywood had changed the way they make movies.
Yes.
This is a hot button on social media, and I've argued it, but it is true.
Yes.
And they're threatening to stop allowing Hollywood movies in.
Oh, no.
Okay, we can go back to fucking funny movies now.
Yeah, that sounds like a great thing.
What the fuck? The movies have sucked since 2016.
Yeah.
Because it's got to be, because China has such a big audience, we want to make sure we get the movies in there. But yet, prior to 2016, we had a successful movie industry.
Apparently, at the Academy Awards this year, there was a almost record set by a movie about a trans person.
Oh, God.
I didn't watch it, but this is what I heard. They got 13 nominations, which is the second most nominations of all time.
From people in the industry.
Yes.
Yeah, so it means nothing. They're all woke people.
Yeah, I looked at the list of nominations, I'm like, I saw Dune. That's the only one I saw.
Okay.
And the others I literally never even heard of.
Well, no, what's funny with China is they literally had a Chinese citizen who's an independent filmmaker, and they wouldn't even allow her movie in, which I thought was actually kind of funny. That's a couple of years ago. But still, no, it's just, you know what? Fuck China. Let them go.
And fuck Hollywood. Fuck them both.
No.
Tell you what, even better. Let's send Hollywood over to China. Then you can do whatever the fuck you want.
I want my funny movies back.
Yeah, but we won't need Hollywood.
I want the dick jokes.
They'll be made in Vegas.
Jokes.
They're going to make them in Vegas now. You even said it yourself.
Yeah, we're going to be Hollywood number 2 here.
That's
we
right.
got movie studios coming, dude. We have movie industry people already moving to the
so then we'll make the funny movies here in Vegas.
So we'll make sure they make funny movies here for you all.
Hangover Part 12?
We guys got your back. Hangover 12. Well, we Hangover 3, they decapitated a giraffe.
I don't fucking know.
How do you move forward from decapitating?
I only watched the first one.
Or was it 2 that I don't know. I know. Yeah, there was one with in Asia with a transsexual guy, the dick, and
no idea.
The typical funny stuff. But we want our funny movies back. Okay, so China's not real happy with the tariffs. I think we're up to 125% now.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, I feel like Walmart's gonna have a problem here.
Someone's gonna have to cave.
No, I'm good with this. Because China
it's gonna be really bad for Americans.
China is struggling financially.
I get it. So are we.
Yes,
well,
we've got more of a bench than they do.
It's close, man. It's closer than you think.
Well, so Trump's already taken action to pull pharmaceuticals out of China because they should. Because I didn't know this during COVID. We kept saying what does this happen? Wuhan virus.
Yeah.
And they threatened to stop sending us our medicine because we kept saying that.
You mean the medicine that didn't do anything anyway, or the other medicine?
No, but they make all of our antibiotics.
Oh, all of it. Okay.
So, fuck. I make my own anyway. So fuck y'all.
Yeah, we can. It's not like we can't make this stuff here.
Why haven't we pulled the pharmaceuticals back to this country after that threat?
I know we've discussed it a little bit, but the real reason that America lost all these jobs has nothing to do with China or slave labor or any of this other bullshit. It's because of all the bullshit regulations. There's hundreds of thousands of pages of regulations to open a business in America. Like when I moved here just to play poker, right? Yeah. Where I should just show up to the casino and play my poker and then go home and relax. No, I have to learn all these fucking doofy-ass tax laws and what I can deduct and what not. And if I want to open an S Corp, then I have to fill out all these forms. Yeah. And it's just a fucking stupid nightmare just to be a pro fucking poker player. Now, if you want to open a real business, it's even fucking worse. Who would want to do that?
So in the state of Nevada, not the United States, we have so many restrictions on contractors, it turns an honest person into a criminal.
Right. Get rid of the shit. Get rid of it all.
We have to pull permits for everything. I typically do my own work in my buildings. And I can't because I can't pull a permit because I'm not, I don't have a license to do a pool filter or to do a pump motor, a pumper. So or the fence guy. I wanted to buy a gate for my yard, and he goes, "You got to install it yourself." I go, "I was planning on it."
Well, the other problem is you have regulations in Nevada. And they'll sometimes contradict the federal regulations. Right. So no matter what you're doing, you're breaking the law.
But Trump did go after the EPA.
So that's the thing this is something Trump can do in one stroke of a pen. Yeah. Close it all, shut it all down, and then at least we have to deal with Nevada. That's easier.
Yeah, he's doing that at the EPA right now.
Just fucking close it all right now. What's the holdup?
He's working on it.
No, not working on it. Do it.
No, Shut it down.
I'm
iffy with Trump right now because I got my issues, and abstinence would be one of them. So I'm kind of I'm still kind of
he's obsessed with this tariff shit, man. Because he always he has to have an enemy. That's the problem with this guy. I have to point at an enemy, and it can't be us. Well, sorry, Trump, you guys are the enemy. I want the income tax gone. Yes.
I don't care what he has to do it. If he's got to go suck dick on Pennsylvania Avenue to get me not to pay income tax, I'm cool with it.
Well, but that requires Congress. But the regulations, he can just do.
No, but he did ask Congress to do this.
I understand, but the regulations he can do right now.
No, agreed.
Stroke of a pen, just do it.
But he's working, from what they say, he's working on this the EPA.
Off with his working on.
I know. Well, that's what Bondi's doing.
All regulations are hereby canceled. Done.
Oh, all regulations?
All of them.
Oh, man, I don't know.
Congress writes laws, not the executive branch.
You know what's coming out now? The reason the egg prices were high was collusion between the egg companies. They colluded on pricing.
I'm sure that was part of it, but
it's illegal.
I don't give a fuck about
price collusion.
That's retarded.
That's
a regulation. Yes, it is. That's a regulation, and it needs to go.
So if all the people that make eggs say what eggs at $25 a carton,
then I start making eggs.
Eggs are good for you.
Okay, but then I start making eggs and selling them for cheaper.
Eggs. Wait.
That's how free markets work.
Wait, Dave eggs?
Yes.
You're going to have chickens make them, though, right? You're not going to make them.
Well, yeah, I'll have chicken.
Okay, you're not going to be like trying to shit out an egg, are you?
Look, you either want the cheap eggs or you're not, man. I'm not going to give you my trade secrets.
I'm not going to tell you how it's made.
Yeah.
I'm just going to say it's an egg. Oh, with a very loose definition of the word egg.
So the regulations forced them to slaughter all these chickens.
Well, that was under Biden right before Trump took over.
Yes, and then apparently they see that this whole collusion shit is only possible because of all these regulations, which means there's only 5 or 6
but
companies.
collusion is illegal.
I don't care. It shouldn't be. It shouldn't be, because in a free market you'll have thousands of egg producers and they all can't collude. But in this shitty regulated market, you have 5 or 6 major players, and then they can do that shit.
That's actually a very good point, because then Dave eggs could become a thing.
Right.
I mean, Dave's chicken eggs, please.
Hey,
the world is not ready for Dave eggs.
Do you want the cheap eggs or not? Don't ask questions.
But we want people to buy them.
You can move on if you don't want to buy them. You're cramping my style, kid.
Oh, God. Okay, fine. Sorry. Dave eggs. I got a fucking mental picture in my head, and I can't get it out right now. I need a bullet to put right through my head.
I'll bring up a story.
Okay, go ahead.
So, Texas is having its own little mini Kyle Rittenhouse case. Have you heard about this?
No.
It's not exactly the same, because if you remember the Kyle Rittenhouse case, the very day after, there was high-definition video from 20 different angles, and we could all analyze it ourselves and see all the evidence and say, oh, that's obviously self-defense. Yeah. But in this case, all we have are witnesses. There's no cameras. And one side is saying it's self-defense, and the other side is saying, no, it was murder. So it was between a black kid and a white kid, too. So you got that whole angle. And so what happened was, black kid is at a track meet at a high school, and according to him, these two guys had been bullying. They're like twin brothers, and they'd been bullying him. I don't know if that's true or not. That's his story.
Right.
So he's sitting under a tent because it's about to rain, and they come up to him and they say, "Get out of our tent." And now a lot of people are saying he wasn't supposed to be there. Which why? It's a public event.
Yeah, it's a tent. Yeah.
I don't give a fuck about that. So they now both sides agree to this. They grab his book bag and start rifling through it, and then he says, "Touch me and see what happens." Okay. Now, that's not a threat. If you read the criminal threat statute, that's not a threat. That's a warning. Look at it as a threat. Yeah. That's a warning.
It's an if-then statement.
So they do. They grab him, and he pulls out a shank and stabs the guy in the heart, and he dies almost instantly. And his twin brother runs away, and they go get some cops, and then the cops find this kid, and he says, "Yeah, I'm the one who did it," which that's not an admission of murder. Yeah. He did the act.
Yeah.
And then he said, I was defending myself. Right? I did it. It was in self-defense. So that's the story as far as we know it.
So you used the word shank. Was it a knife or was it a homemade?
It was a knife.
Okay, so it was a manufactured knife.
Yes. It was a homemade.
And I know this is splitting hairs, but do you know it was a folding blade or a fixed blade?
I don't know. I don't know if that's been released or not. But
I guess it doesn't matter. If he was being bullied, did he say he was carrying the knife because he's being bullied?
I don't know if he's said anything beyond it was self-defense, which is a smart kid.
Yeah,
at least smart enough to say that. Now, you're not allowed to carry a knife on school grounds in Texas, but honestly, I don't give a fuck about shit like that. Like, I carried a knife.
I'd rather be judged by 12
than carried by 6. I always carried a knife with me when I was a kid. I actually got kicked out of one of my high schools for having that knife. That's why I went to 2 high schools. I'm not going to fucking put that on the kid. Like, you have a knife. It's your Second Amendment right. Yeah. Fuck that. Now, to stab somebody because they grabbed you, that's probably disproportional force.
Well, no.
But that's the story. We don't have cameras. We don't know what happened for real.
So, if you're claiming self-defense, you're saying that your life was in danger.
Yes.
So, you're looking at...
Well, Texas is a little more lenient than that.
Right, but you're looking at 2 people on 1.
Yes.
So I could say that alone would prove self-defense.
Maybe.
But again, how did he act?
That's the thing. We don't have cameras. We don't have video.
Right now, I'm assuming the black guy was the one and the white guys were 2?
Yes.
Okay, so right now I'm on the black guy's side, but we'll see as a...
Well, and so he's been arrested, so they do have probable cause as far as they think, but it's probably going to go to trial. And like, this is another... Like, everyone, if you go on X and read about this, like, everyone's got their little dug inside, like, they know the facts, like, they saw it on a movie, which neither side knows what the fuck they're talking about, okay? Like, this guy is saying this thing happened, and these guys are saying this thing happened, and nobody knows the real truth.
Is there proven bullying prior to that.
I don't know.
Yeah, see, well, hopefully it'll be a fair trial.
We'll see. But, guys, like, don't jump to fucking conclusions because it's a black kid and a white kid or because...
Well, the problem is the media jumps involved and they spin everything out of control.
I mean, like, Cat Turd's doing this, Matt Walsh is doing... All these fucking guys are doing this. Like, you guys are fueling the fire. Like, you're making it impossible to have a fair trial, right? Like, shut the fuck up and wait for the facts to come out in the trial. I hate when people jump to conclusions on shit like this.
I've seen some posts on X. There was a black kid and a white kid. I'm like, I'm not.
And like they did this with the Trayvon Martin, George Zimmerman. Like, shut the fuck up, man. We have trials for this reason.
Yeah, but with social media, that's the new future, man.
Fucking, if you don't know how legal standards work, shut the fuck up. You're embarrassing yourself, whichever side you fall on. You sound stupid.
Well, you gotta know. I guess we need to know more of the facts.
Well, right. That's what trials are for. Like, we're not going to learn them in social media, right? The kid's not talking. He's already lawyered up. So what are you going to do? What are you going to do?
So, okay. No, I agree.
But yeah, that's. I did want to bring up that story because it is, out there and there's a lot of flames about it. So that's my take.
So last week you brought up that guy that was sent to that prison from hell. Remember that? And it was in Nicaragua.
El Salvador.
El Salvador.
Yeah.
So. It's coming out that he may not have been a gang member.
I told you.
No, but they're still going back and forth.
I get it, but this is why we don't do this.
But that's not my problem.
Oh, okay.
My problem is they go, well, we can't get him back even if he is innocent.
What the fuck? This is why we don't do this.
Well, again, I'm not against doing this, but
well, you should be.
Well, this could be the path to get me there.
God damn it, dude.
Well, no, okay. Prior to 2020, I was for closed borders, but I never minded when Mexicans crossed over for work. I didn't care. It wasn't. It's like But when Biden did what he did, and just opened up the borders to the entire world.
I mean, that's not even really what he did.
It's exactly what he did.
No, he didn't because.
Oh, did you believe?
No. Listen to what about because we tried to get my mother-in-law to come visit us, and they will not fucking let her do that. And
did she download the app?
No, because she's an old woman from Mongolia who's never committed a crime, so they're not going to let her in.
That's not how it was being done.
She's not asking for asylum. She's trying to visit her family.
Did you fly her to Mexico and ever cross the border?
I thought about it. I genuinely thought about it.
But my point is it was worldwide, and I get it.
Well, no, it wasn't because what I'm saying. My point is that people who genuinely wanted to come here legally for travel or for family visits, they were being denied.
So that actually proves my point even more. You understand that, right?
No,
he was like...
Your point was that it was open, but it wasn't open. It was open for the wrong people.
Oh, I'm sorry. It was open to criminals.
Yes.
Okay. So, because typically I would be against ICE doing what they're doing right now. Typically, in a world prior to 2020, we're like, fucking ICE, dude, fucking calm down. But it's a different world now.
Here's the problem: is that
I'm willing to close my eyes and hold my nose.
No. The thing is, they always use that as an excuse to go after us. That's how it always works.
I understand, and I understand baby steps.
Stop falling for it.
It's not. I'm falling for it. I know what
you are falling for it.
I know what came across that border.
I don't care.
I don't want them.
Like you're arguing for the Patriot Act too.
No.
Oh, the Muslims bombed the World Trade. No, who cares?
Dude, the Patriot Act came out 2 months after 9/11. There's been no bill written that quick ever.
I don't care. No, of course it was already pre-written. They were waiting for us. They were just waiting for something, just like the ICE is doing.
They were waiting for something, or they planned something.
Well, I don't know, but
or Israel planned something.
Either way.
I don't know.
No, just like stop falling for it, people. No, you too. Stop falling for it.
No, we had
stop falling for it.
Nope. It's not. It's I'm falling for what?
For them inventing crises and then selling you the solution. That's what they're doing.
The crises they're not.
They can't solve it.
They're not selling me a crisis. The Biden administration did that.
Right, but I'm saying they can't solve it.
Well, I mean,
they can't. Dude, the best thing they can ever do is say, okay, you all have Second Amendment rights. You can get fully autos down at the Walmart and defend yourself. Because then the problem would be done in a week.
I don't know. I'm trying to go the passive approach on this. Get them out.
Dude, like this is how criminals should have always been dealt with. There should be like no such thing as the police. Anybody who wants to deal with a criminal can say, hey, I'll go to the judge, I'll get a warrant, I'll make the arrest, I'll do everything by the book. and then you can hold that person accountable if they violate rights. There should be no entity called the police where we outsource this behavior to.
But who's going to give me speeding tickets?
Exactly. Nobody. There should be no such thing as speeding. It's my fucking road. I'll drive on it as fast as I fucking want.
Well, no.
And then if I hurt you, you can sue me.
But that's been I've never brought this up before, but like parking meters.
Uh-huh.
How are they a thing? They charge us to park our own
because we
property.
let it happen.
Yeah, we let it happen.
Well, we're letting this happen, and you're agreeing with it. Let's stop letting any of this happen.
The rape of women and the killing of...
Right, but that's your job to protect those women, not ICE or whoever the...
Well, the problem is, under the Biden administration, anybody who did, they got locked up.
Well, okay, that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm saying the solution is for Trump to say, no more locking up people who defend themselves from rapists. So that's the solution.
So you're for the Wild West?
Yes! The Wild West was much safer than a modern city. Go look it up.
No, that is accurate.
I might actually do a show on that, maybe, Wild West.
No, it means you're actually very accurate on that one. Because they said there's more bank robberies in a day in America
of course.
than ever happened in the entire Wild West.
I mean, we talked about Wyatt Earp, was it last week or 2 weeks ago? And, the reason you know his name is because that's the only fucking time everything ever happened like that. It was insane that there was a shootout. Like, holy fuck, there's a shootout?
Well,
Let's everybody talk about it.
So technically, he had problems in Kansas first, in Dodge City. Yeah. And because he was too aggressive.
Right.
And they fired him.
Right.
And Dodge City got even worse. So it's actually a proven case for a strong hand from the sheriff.
It depends on what exactly he was doing.
Yeah. Well, but again, it was a different time. And he tried banning whatever. Movies and bulk books, they all contradict each other. So I don't want to get into that right now. But since we're speaking of Trump and Israel.
Yeah.
It's not the first time this has happened. I want to get your take on this. I'll give my take on it. Every time, is it Benjamin Yahoo? What's the guy? Netanyahu. Is at the White House. Trump pulls out his seat for it.
Yeah.
What do you think? What do you think about that?
Didn't he do that for somebody else? I thought he did.
I haven't seen anybody else, but I've seen him do it for Netanyahu a couple times. So is that?
My answer depends on how he treats other leaders.
Let's say he does not pull out chairs.
Okay, then that's pathetic. Like, knock it off, Trump.
Pathetic? Why?
Quit being a little bitch. Quit sucking this guy's dick.
That's one take, and that's one take that I've thought of as well.
I mean, like,
is it, or could it be like I'm better than you, and I'm going to pull out your chair because you're old, and I'm.
Then why wouldn't he do that for everybody else?
Yeah, I know. It bothers me. He does it. It does. But I'm just trying to think of what his motivation is, because he's got the weird brain.
Well, they gave him a pager. Like he probably. Remember that? They gave him a golden pager? We brought it up on the show.
I don't pay attention to this show.
Yeah, they gave him a pager. So, like, maybe maybe they have something on him.
Did they check him for a fucking bomb?
I assume they did, but who knows if they would find it. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how you hide that shit. Yeah, but maybe they have something on him. Like, because why does every fucking leader, no matter what party, they all suck Israel's dick? Why?
Well, no, there's a... Oh, fuck. It happened last night. There's a world organization that is calling for Israel to be not a country anymore.
Okay.
Yeah, so no, I'm curious how that's going to go. It's a World Southern Organization. Yeah. I didn't bother looking at it because I was busy. But we're going to bring it up either. Yeah. But yeah, so that's interesting. So,
well, speaking of Trump, so last week's Monero challenge was to give us your funniest answer as to what would happen if both Trump and Obama ran in 2028.
Okay.
And we got 1, 2, 3, 4 answers.
Okay.
So let's go over those, and we'll put those people in the wheel. First was almagest.
Okay.
And he gave us a photo answer. So you can see that up there. Yeah. So the answer he gave is we got Obama, Trump, and Biden here, all dressed as Romans, and they form the triumvirate retardus.
So I love it. I just wish you would have replaced Biden. The ribbon can stay with the auto pin. But cool nonetheless.
So there's almagest. Next up, we have MavMcQ, and he says, Nancy Pelosi will regenerate, look beautiful, and remain in politics. Her portfolio will reach $1 trillion, and she'll start a new Epstein list. That's MavMcQ.
I get a couple of different conspiracies in there. Love it.
Next up, we have OliverChase. Obama will win, and he will apply for U.S. citizenship. And then he will be allowed to be president again because his last term as a Kenyan will be legally invalid. And he will also have to pardon himself because Democrats are really good at that.
That was a deep answer. I like that one.
And last but not least is last week's winner, Ein. After Trump annexes Canada, it won't just be Democrats and Republicans anymore. I predict Trudeau will be president in 2028.
Oh, God.
Okay, so there's our 4, and we will spin to win. Almagest. Okay, you have until the next show to contact me and collect your Monero.
I like that. We had some good answers in there.
Yes, we did. Keep them coming.
Yeah. So what else do we have? Oh, speaking of Obama, so we all know about the Affordable Care Act.
Yep. I've heard of it.
And it's been nicknamed Obamacare.
Yep.
So if it's nicknamed Obamacare, why is Obama getting, like, was it $2 million a year for the use of his name?
Because he's using his name.
Oh.
Well, who's paying him $2 million?
The federal government.
What?
Yeah, they're using his name. Copyright. He copyrighted his name.
Oh, I'm having a coughing fit over it. What?
Yeah.
But the act is not actually titled that. That's just what people call it.
Yeah.
So how are they using... What are you talking about?
How are 150-year-olds getting a Social Security check?
What the fuck?
They've proven like Elon Musk released the number of people, well over 100, still receiving Social Security checks.
Trump, stop signing these checks. What is this?
Yeah. No, I had no clue the corruption. I could have sat down here as a conspiracy theorist or a conspiracy-minded person and went, oh, they're spending money here, they're giving money there. I would have been fucking wrong, and I would have undershot that by $1 trillion fucking dollars.
Of course, that's why we're $36 trillion in debt.
Fuck. and Trump, I mean, I dig what you're doing, Elon Musk. Keep up the good work, but if you don't fix Congress, they'll go right back to this bullshit.
Of course, again. And then they keep getting reelected despite a 12% approval rating or something.
So Congress showed some signs of a heartbeat recently.
Yeah? Okay.
And Massey voted no, and people are trashing him, but fucking people relax. Massey's he's like Ron Paul. If you're going to attack Massey, Ron Paul and Rand Paul are doing the same damn thing.
Yep.
And they're doing it for the right reason. So lay off of them. I mean, and now that the Florida elections are won, Massey he's lost his power to vote no, but it doesn't matter because when people bring up a bill that the federal government is not supposed to have control over, he votes no on it.
Yeah.
And it's a protest vote, but maybe he doesn't want to vote on something that's wrong.
Okay.
So I'm gonna give it. I'm gonna give a pass.
What are we talking about here? Is it the ID Act or something?
Just in general, they trash Massey because and Rand Paul a little bit, but they let Dr. No Ron Paul get away with this forever. They're traditionalists. They're constitutionalists. They only want to vote on what the government has power over.
Right.
I mean, Ron Paul was known to add pork to his district and then get it in front of Congress, and he would vote no on it. And people are like, well, you're voting no on it. And he goes, well, yeah, but why should my constituents go without when other constituents are getting it just because I'm not going to vote yes on something the federal government has no power to vote on? So, I mean, it's yeah. So, I mean, Massey, keep up what you're doing. Maybe try to find some inroads. Well, I just found out Massey supported DeSantis in a big way.
I don't know.
And don't get me wrong, I am a huge fan of DeSantis as the governor. I'm not sure, as a presidential candidate, he sucked. He aligned himself with Mitt Romney.
Yeah.
He went to the rhinos.
I don't know what that was about.
Yeah, well, I think that he was so... I think the people that got him to run was so anti-Trump. They're like, "Oh yeah, you're going to kill Trump. You're going to destroy Trump."
I think he's slightly autistic. So like
DeSantis?
Yes. So cool. he would believe that kind of shit.
Yeah. And
like he's not socially picking up cues like that.
The Republican Party, Trump is your new leader, and it's going to be Trump-esque hopefully for the coming years. So we'll see what happens.
You better turn it around if he's going to do that.
Well, no, I mean I believe in the end he'll have better number. I mean even CNN is calling him a good president right now, and that's fucked up.
I think that's because he bombed people. They love that shit.
Well, no, they're saying that his approval rating keeps going up.
Yeah.
All this tariff talk, his approval rating keeps going up, which is good. But if you don't fix Congress, we're in a 4-year holiday.
Yeah.
And we're going to enjoy the next 4 years, but after that, I mean, Vance has got to get in after that. And we don't know what's going to happen. Because you've got Newsom.
Yeah.
He wants to run Pritzker's jogging now and stop eating donuts so he can lose some weight.
Get the fuck out of here. They have no chance.
He's actually not jogging or not eating donuts. He's still a fat fuck. He's from Illinois, so I can say that.
They're terrible, though. They have no chance.
No, but we got AOC. Her and the old man who wants to attack millionaires. I mean, not millionaires. He wants to attack billionaires because before he wanted to attack millionaires, but now that he's the millionaire, he wants to only attack billionaires. It's confusing, but that's the Democrat politics. And then Cory Booker, we got to watch out for that sneaky snake coming up. Talks for 24 hours for no fucking reason.
These people are all terrible, man.
Oh, my God.
All terrible.
Reach out and find a new fucking person, because you got nothing, Democrats. But they know how to cheat. It's funny because the election that happened, was it last week or, I don't know, a week and a half ago? The Democrats were claiming victory.
Yeah.
Because they won the Supreme Court Senate seat in Wisconsin.
Okay.
But they lost the 2 House seats in Florida.
Yeah.
And Wisconsin still passed voter ID.
Okay.
So everyone's like, how did you win? You replaced a Democrat in the Supreme Court with a Democrat in the Supreme Court. So it's a wash. But whatever. I mean, it's just whatever. But the point is, Trump fixed fucking Congress. And I don't know how you even do that. No, actually, fuck that. Trump, don't fix Congress.
Start vetoing their shit. That's
American people, fix fucking Congress.
That too.
Call your representatives. Primary people. Primary anybody who's not following the America First agenda.
Fucking sue them. Start suing them. I mean, like, I'm going to show you how to do it.
But don't give the paperwork to the secretary.
Well, that's going to be in my write-up, but this was a process server doing it, and this is their job. This is what they normally do. And when I called them, I specifically said, "Have you ever served a government employee before?" And they said, "Yeah, we know all about that. We have to serve the U.S. Attorney General. We have to do they knew the steps." Because I looked it up beforehand, and they knew the steps, so I'm like, okay, I'll go with these guys.
So it's probably set up that she receives them, and she is not officially allowed to receive them. Do
you know how I know that she got it?
Okay,
do you know how I know that she actually got the lawsuit?
That Dina Titus did?
Or Dina Titus got the lawsuit. Because she fucking unblocked us like a couple days later.
Yeah, but the secretary could have done that. We don't know who runs her.
Yeah, okay, well, somebody did it. And it's Dina Titus' name on that account with a gray check. So guess what? If that's not her, you're breaking Twitter's rules.
Oh, there you go.
Fucking ban her, Elon Musk. Don't ban us.
Come on, Elon. We love you, dude. Help us out a little bit. And buy us MSN. MSNBC, yeah. We'll take care of that for you.
All right, what else we got?
Oh, where are we sitting at here time-wise? 45 minutes? We're looking good. What else do I have?
I got all my shit.
I think I did too. Shit.
Oh, there you go.
Fast show.
Nice.
So we won't punish you guys with a full hour of us bantering.
Yeah.
And then do the teaching sessions. We'll just jump into maybe knock this out in under 60 minutes total.
Ooh. Well, in honor of the stock market going crazy this week, I'm going to talk about financial derivatives. Now, why it's not a text thing. It's not open source. So why do I actually care about this? Well, these things will still continue to exist. Even in Ancapistan, even when everything collapses, there will still be financial markets. And, when there's volatility in the market, you can actually, if you know what you're doing, take advantage of that and make a nice little, pocket of money for yourself. So I'm going to give you just a little basics that I understand from, and this is not financial advice. Don't take my advice. If you lose money, that's your fault. Don't blame me, okay?
Don't ever take Dave's advice.
So derivatives are contracts to buy or sell a different asset at an agreed upon price.
Okay.
So we agree upon the price now, and then when the future happens, we can figure out whether we want to trade or not.
Okay.
The two most common ones are options and futures. So I'm going to talk about futures first because they're the simpler one. But unfortunately, most people can't actually trade futures because the reason is I think it's like $10,000 minimum for each contract. And you have to get in a special account at a broker or a mercantile exchange. Now, E-Trade will give you an account if you actually ask them for it, and you demonstrate that you're not a retard. So I do have a futures account, but I have no money, and I never trade. It's just there so I can look at the numbers. And
they don't take Monero.
They do not take Monero.
Fuck them.
So what are futures for? So it's mostly for large quantity commodity trading. So commodities are things like oil, gold and silver, wheat, physical goods that need to move from place to place.
Okay.
And then there might be a risk in acquiring those goods from nature. Okay. So the reason we have futures contracts is, let's say you're a farmer and you don't know 6 months from now how good the harvest is going to be, but you want to lock in your price right now. Right. So you would enter in a futures contract with a trader on Wall Street or wherever and say, okay, I want this much per bushel of wheat, and in 6 months I will deliver whatever I can. Okay. So if you have a bad harvest, you still get that price, right?
Okay.
So you're locked in. Now, if your harvest is so bad that you can't actually deliver it all, you have to make up the price difference.
Okay.
So, like, let's say you agreed, I'm going to deliver 100 bushels of wheat. You only came up with 90, so you give the 90 at the agreed upon price, and then you pay dollars for the missing 10. Okay.
Okay.
And the thing about futures is that you don't actually have to move the wheat anywhere. So 2 traders can trade futures contracts.
Okay.
With neither of them having any wheat.
Right.
So this is actually how a lot of the market manipulation happens, if you ever heard about that.
Yeah.
Like in the gold market, something like 95% of the futures trades are just on paper. There's
Right.
no gold moving anywhere. So this puts downward pressure on the price. Because some people, like the government, can just sell infinite contracts, right? Because they have infinite money.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit tricky, but yeah. So if there's price fluctuations in the wheat market, for example, a lot of futures contracts will have a daily settlement. So if the price goes up by $1, you might have to put an extra $1 into your futures account and then settle that every day. It depends on the contract. Each contract is different. Now, a fun little fact about futures contracts: onion futures are illegal. Yeah, well, I see the face. Like, what are you talking? Why? Okay, so in the 1950s, 2 guys in Chicago, where all the mercantile exchanges and all these things are traded, they cornered the onion market. So they ended up buying up all the contracts, and all the farmers sent all their onions to these guys. And I guess they had some refrigeration system where they could store them for a long time. So in the next year comes, and the farmers come to the market and they want to sell their contracts for onions, and they said, no, we're not going to buy those. And in fact, if you try and sell your onions directly, we're going to sell all these stored onions at a lower price. And what happened was they were actually selling onions for negative money. So like you would buy the bag of onions, and you're really paying for the bag. The onions were free. Yeah. So the farmers complained, and the government stepped in and said, oh, we're going to ban onion contracts. But they didn't ban wheat or orange juice or anything like that. Only onions, right? So you can do a little experiment if you want to see what the effect of this is. Every time you go into the market, the grocery store, write down the price of onions. And then write down the price of potatoes to compare, right? And then after a year, compare the price charts. And you'll see that onion prices go crazy, right? Depending on the weather and all this other shit. Whereas potato prices are pretty stable. So, yeah. So, and actually a couple years ago, they also banned box office futures for movies. So people were betting on how much money a movie was going to make.
Yeah.
And they also, the Hollywood executives complained to the government, said, oh, they're manipulating our movies. And so the government added them to the list of banned futures.
It was actually fun.
Yeah, why not? Yeah, but these things, they keep markets smooth. They make your grocery store prices, more predictable. It's silly. Let's stop banning these things, guys. It's retarded. Yeah. So that's futures. Now I'll talk about options.
Well, with futures, what you were saying there reminds me of that movie Trading Places.
Yes.
We've talked about that before, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, so Trading Places, watch the movie. It kind of explains what he's talking about.
It's a pretty good movie and it's pretty accurate.
And Eddie Murphy's in it, so it's really fun.
Yep.
And
Eddie Murphy, Dan Aykroyd, Jamie Lee Curtis.
Oh, yeah.
Takes the top off.
Takes the top off. We got Jamie Lee Curtis boobies.
Okay, so let's talk about options. So these are a little bit more complicated, but you have access to them. And again, like, if you fuck up, don't blame me.
Yeah.
Okay? So an option is a contract to either buy some stocks in the future or a contract to sell some stocks in the future.
Okay.
Now, a contract to buy is called a call, and a contract to sell is called a put. Now, when you buy this contract, or write this contract, it has an expiration date in the future, and it has a strike price. And the strike price is the price that is agreed to be paid at the end of the contract.
Yeah.
So, like, you can, let's say a stock is trading for $100 right now. You can say, I want an option to buy it at 95 in a month.
Okay.
And then if a month goes by and the stock price goes down or it goes up, right, I can buy it 95, whether I want to or not.
Okay.
And the reason people came up with these things is you can limit your losses, essentially.
Okay.
So whatever happens, you could walk away at the end of the deal, right? So if you buy an option contract for $100, and at the end of the contract you want to walk away, you've only lost $100.
Oh,
right?
okay.
You can never lose more than what you paid for the contract.
Fair enough.
Unless you want to, right? But the downside of that is that your gains can be limited as well, right? So because you have that strike price, if the price of the stock goes to the moon, right, your gains are limited to the difference between the new price and the strike price.
Fair enough.
And the other cool thing you can do is you can trade both ends of it, right? So you can trade the put and then against a call. So what that does is it like smashes your profits in this zone. Now, if the stock trades anywhere outside that zone, right? If it goes up really high, if it goes low really high, then you lock your profits in.
Okay.
And there's like trading fees and shit like that. So like you don't want to do this on one contract because you're going to lose no matter what. But if you're trading more contracts, you can essentially lock in a decent chunk of profit as long as the stock doesn't do something that's just wildly unpredictable. So the actually simplest thing you could do as a retail person that doesn't really want to get into the math and all that shit is if you already own stocks, you can sell out of the money covered calls. So what that means is, let's say you have 100 shares of Tesla, okay? And your Tesla shares are just hanging out. They're not doing anything.
Yeah.
And you want to make some extra money on the side. So you would sell a covered call of your 100 shares of Tesla.
Okay.
And let's say the price is $100. So what you would do is, I'm going to sell a contract on a strike price of $90, right? That's way below $100.
Right.
So the odds that Tesla goes down that much, maybe today, is pretty good. But but in normal times, it's not that good. Yeah. So someone will come along and buy that contract. They'll probably pay you $10, not that much.
Yeah.
But you're made a free $10 as long as Tesla stays above 90.
And if not, you gotta sell.
And that's the other thing is if Tesla goes below 90, you don't lose any money. You just lose your shares. Right? Okay. Which you already have.
Well, wouldn't you lose $10 a share?
That's if you're booking the profits and losses.
Oh, okay.
But you already own the shares is the whole thing. Because that's a covered call. You already own the shares.
Okay.
So a naked call means I don't own the shares, so I have to go buy them and then resell them to you.
Okay.
Which then you could lose a lot of money.
It's
a little complicated, but once you get the hang of it, it's like, oh, I'm getting free money every month by selling these covered calls because I own stocks. It's just that simple. I was doing this for a while, and now if you have certain rules, it's almost a guarantee. Now, again, not financial advice. It's not guaranteed. Anything can happen. But what I would do is I would just every month I would sell a covered call on my stocks, and if there was a conference call they do every quarter, then you don't sell because that's when the price goes up or down rapidly. Right?
Okay, no, that makes sense.
Because that can
information is given out, and people are going to react to that information.
So as long as you're trading within windows where there's no conference calls, or if there's other volatility like tariffs or anything like that, or a new election, right? Then you can collect, a couple of bucks every month. So just look into it, right? You don't have to do it, but look into it, learn how it works, learn how your brokerage site works, because you really want to understand this stuff anyway, right? You don't want your money just sitting under your mattress doing nothing. You want to be able to earn some interest or capital gains or whatever.
Safer under the mattress.
Keep some under the mattress, but deploy some too, right? But yeah, that's options and futures. If you want me to go into more exotic stuff, I can do that on a different show. Yeah. But let me know.
All right, cool. So with me, I just want to give an update. It's time to, if your garden's not tilled yet, till your garden. Get it turned over. If you do not have a compost pile, go buy some compost. There is any landscape store. I don't think Home Depot or Lowe's carries it. If they do, they buried it, so I can't find it. Plus, I wouldn't buy it there anyway. But your landscape stores, they have. I bought my compost pile has been a nightmare. I'm still working on it because it's turning it over and it's a long story. But buy some bad compost. I bought steer poop. It's funny. My wife is like, "Oh, we need organic compost." And I'm like, "Yeah, I know." And she doesn't want poop in our garden.
What do you think organic means?
So we walk up and we go, "Oh, this is organic compost." And she goes, "Oh, good, buy that." I go, "Okay." So I put it on the cart. We get it home. She goes, "Wait, there's steer poop in this." I go, "Well, we've already bought it. We're using it." So that's going to help my garden out this year. Because in Vegas, we have an issue with growing gardens here, and we need to add amendments. And I'm trying to figure out the amendments to add to. I always get my plants growing, but producing fruit's been a problem the last 2 years. So
I'm expecting you to bring some actual stuff to the barbecue this year.
I should, because I got a liquid compost. I don't want to shill for a company because I just bought this and I'm starting to use it. It's a soil rejuvenation, kind of like your mushrooms. Where your mushrooms are going to kind of clean your soil, this stuff works on your soil as well. It's made from predominantly coal. So I'm kind of curious about how this is going to work. I'm gonna feed it once a month to my garden and see. But so look at your different options of compost and get that shit tilled in the ground. Do a pH sample of your garden and adjust accordingly. You want to be closer to acidic than you do neutral. Well, you want to be closer to acidic and low on the neutral scale versus alkaline scale. You don't want to be alkaline because nothing really grows good with alkaline. What I'm doing this year is I've got tomato plants in pots that I know are good soil, and I got tomato plants in my garden already. And I'm going to test and see how they work out together. And
any tips for tilling? How to
rototiller. I mean, it's just Home Depot rinse them. I ended up buying one. I bought a small one that I was a little concerned about, but it was a good price, and this thing was a fucking beast. It tore up my garden, which is what I wanted it to do. I can pick it up with my hand, and it does what I need it to do. So you've got that going. So yeah, get your garden tilled over. Check your pH. There's things you can add to your garden. pH it's not a quick change, but start working on it. Leaves, sticks, organic material help lower the pH, so that's good as well. But I will probably be presenting this fairly soon if it works out. I have a clay pot with a hole at the top and then holes on the side. It was mainly more for a strawberry plant, but I put pepper plants in all the little holes on the top. And I've got my sweet peppers on top and my hot peppers come on the side. If it comes out like I want it to, it's going to look really cool with the colors of the different peppers. So I'll post that on there. And I will be getting a beehive here pretty soon. Cool. I'm getting the flow. My wife
honey flow.
Flow, yeah.
We'll have to put some pictures up of all
So
this.
what I want to do, well, one, I'm going to keep a camera on it 24 hours a day. Mainly because some of my neighbors freak out over bees and wasps, and they touch my fucking honey nest, they're going to have to deal with me. And it's not going to be fucking pretty because I get pissed when people kill honeybees. But I'm also thinking about if I'm buying one that's got a window in it. And I'm thinking about having that window available for people to view it, to watch the little bees work. Nice. I kind of want to see how it works out. But at this point, get bees. Because even my rosemary bushes in the front yard are not flowering like they normally do. I've got some bees out there, but not a lot. And bees love rosemary bushes. And the nice thing about rosemary bushes, they provide food for your bees year round. So, so I'll be posting some pictures hopefully pretty soon if shit works out. But the point is, I don't care what zone you live in, garden-wise, till your garden now. Unless it's literally frozen, which I don't think anybody's in that state in this country right now.
Maybe in the southern hemisphere.
You may not be able to plant until after Mother's Day, but get it tilled up, get your compost in there. I also threw in some wood chips, which I actually use mulch, but make sure if you're going to use mulch, not to get the one that's dyed. Because they're dying to get the pretty colors. Yeah.
They said that they got to put that dye somewhere after they got it out of the food, right?
Yeah. So they're dyeing our fucking mulch now. But because your mushrooms, you're going to want the mulch. Because the mushrooms need the wood for the nutrients to grow. So get it in, till it up, and get it ready to go.
There you go.
Because people are hungry.
Bring your stuff to our barbecue in September.
All right. Thanks a lot, everybody, for listening.
See you next
week. Thank you for joining us at the Canary in the Cage podcast.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share us to help build the community.
You can find us at Odyssey, Rumble, YouTube, or your favorite podcast app, and even on the dark web at I2P.
Thanks for listening, and see you next time.